You need to dream big. I mean, you cannot dream big enough. I'm telling you, you can't dream big enough. You can do more than you're doing, but you can't do more than you're doing if you hang around with little thinkers. That could be your family members, could be your friends, could be people you're going to school with and hanging out with. Look, there's a time and a place to hang out with those people. Can't pick your family. I mean, they say you can't. I wonder sometimes if we don't actually do the picking and just show up there. But I'll save that for another conversation. But I do know once you get with your family, the family that you picked or they picked, or however that might work, the selection process, wherever you went to school or go to school, or where you grew up or how you grew up or the religion you grew up in, or whether you're white or black or brown, male or female, the question's always going to be, what can you do to do more with your life? To find your mission, to find your purpose, to find what you're great at, to get great at the things maybe that you're not great at, that you don't even like doing. Number one, think big. I'm telling you, you can do more and you will do more than you ever imagined. If you're ever successful in your life, if you ever hit it, and you can, you will look back 10, 15, 20 years from now and say, God, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? I promise you. You know, it's like 80 pounds of weight looks like a lot when you're 5 or 6 years old. Later, pretty easy to pick that up. No matter what your frame is, as long as you do the work, as long as you do the work and show up in the gym, one day you'll be able to pick that barbell up. Just like in life, okay? The things that you think are impossible today, the things that you hate today, the things that you aren't good at, the things that you think are a waste of time, the things that make you angry are all opportunities for you.
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and I make these videos because chances are you are the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more, and you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Grant Cardone, and my take on his top 10 rules for success. Enjoy. Rule number 2, get your money right.
And the first thing to becoming a millionaire, a multimillionaire, a hectamillionaire, or a billionaire, and I've spent time with enough billionaires now, is they have made decisions to get their money right. Okay, whether they're going public or selling a product, scaling out, they had to make a decision to get the money, the finance model of their household, their business, their product, or their IPO right, if they want to go to the market and become a public company. So number one, get your money right. It's not about product knowledge first. It's not about sales knowledge first. It's not about sales process first. It's not about the follow-up first or writing the customer up first. It's not even about attitude first. It's about get your financial mental, get your money mental right, okay? Because if you're satisfied, if you're happy where you are financially, why would you sell anything else? Look, let's face it, you're on commission. You get paid to sell things. You get paid to close deals. You get paid to follow up only when it works. Okay, number one, get your money mindset right.
Rule number 3, initiate the objective.
Anybody ever surf? You ever got covered up by a wave? Yes, sir. And it's throwing you down, and you're like, and you're like, I can't wait to come up. And as soon as you come up, you're like, oh my God, and bam, another one hits you. Okay, this is a tsunami. This is a tsunami. There is no place you can go and escape what's going on here. You can go get another job. We have many people that have tried that already. Some of you might be thinking about it. You're going to go some other place and you're going to meet yourself again. And the tsunami will be wherever you go. There's no getting away from the tsunami. The only way out of this deal is to say, hey, what do I have to sell today? Okay? So right now, Dave did a deal yesterday, $9.95. What kind of business was it, Dave?
Solar.
60 months. Did you ask the guy, are you going to be in business in 2025?
Yeah.
And what did he say?
Well, it was a 3-year deal. He didn't like the price. I said, okay, let's do 5 years.
Yeah, good. Okay, so you guys need to start asking people. First of all, are you going to be in business next year? You need to ask every person. You need to include a couple of words in your pitch right now, okay? Hey, are you going bankrupt? You need to ask them, are you going to go bankrupt? Because they're thinking about it. Trust me. They are thinking about, I'm going to bust out here. You need to bring it up before they do. This is straight out of Sell or Be Sold. Initiate the objective of the objection. The unspoken objection is what's going to kill your deals.
Rule number 4, decide to turn around.
From 15 to 25, I was using drugs every day. So when I tell you, hey, you can do anything, I was a habitual daily drug user. Overdosed 3 times. Was brought back by people just wandering into a room saying, oh, this guy's in trouble. Okay, I don't know if I was trying to kill myself at the time, or I was just didn't know what I was doing, or stupid, or whatever. Like, I was a walking time bomb, and I was not to be trusted by my family, by my friends. There was no one in my life between 15 and 25 that I could have a positive influence on. I was a liability to everyone in my life, including my family and my friends and people I went to school with and the places I worked at. I lost 7 jobs in a row. I was unemployable. 25, I went to a treatment center and said, I got to turn this around. I got to turn this around. I cannot keep using drugs. They're bad for me. I make poor decisions when I'm using them. I go out with the wrong people, hang with the wrong people, end up in the wrong fights. I literally got, like, when you're using drugs, you're going to pick fights you can't win, not in a lifetime. You're going to get in the wrong cars, make the wrong decisions, the wrong purchases, and you're going to miss a lot of great opportunities. So first thing is, you can't do great things if you're incapable of making great decisions. And when you're under the influence, and I don't want to preach to you, I'm just telling you what advice I'd give myself if I was on the comeback and I was 15 years old and being influenced by everybody smoking the kush. It's cool now. It's probably going to be legal everywhere. Going out drinking on the weekends, forgetting everything that you did, and just making poor decisions. So I would tell you, hey, you got to figure out how is that going to somehow advance your life. You're going to have to make some hard choices. If I'm a young guy coming up, young gal coming up, how can I pick great relationships when everybody's under the influence? And again, I don't mean to sound like a preacher or anything, because I'm definitely not that. We're going to have a great time this weekend. I'm here for a week. We're going to have a lot of fun. But I couldn't do that if I was still under the influence every day.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there. Rule number 5, get rid of average mentality.
First, get rid of the little think and the old ideas and the middle class mentality. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to save some money. I'm going to put it in the bank. I'm going to give it to the man. What's the bank do? The bank doesn't even keep your money. They hate money. Cash is? It's trash. Cash is garbage. It's pieces of garbage paper. It is only useful when it is used, if you're taking notes. They didn't teach you this in school. This should have been taught basic, 5th grade, 6th grade, not when in high school or college. Cash, this is a piece of paper, okay? It is a piece of paper, it's worthless. This is a piece of paper. This actually has more value. This piece of paper right here has more value than this piece of paper right here. Why? Because one person has this piece of paper. 2,000 people have this data. You understand? This piece of paper right here is useless though until it is used.
Rule number 6, restart.
You failed the business, no problem. You restart another business. So the way to play this is, let's go ahead and give your business the best shot. You need training. You're going to need sales. You're going to need phone skills. You're going to need follow-up. Otherwise, it's going to fail. Okay, now watch. We put it on a credit card. If we put it on a credit card and you fail, the bankruptcy court picks up the Visa, MasterCard, the American Express. The training contract you did with us lives on for your next company. You guys understand that? 100% of those people will continue on in some other business. A few of them will commit suicide. Okay? Oh, I'm done. But the rest of them are going to be like, I got to go do something. And they are going to restructure and start another company. Donald Trump has restructured casinos, man. This is not a new thing. Like, the big boys restructure. Okay, fail, boom, we restructure, we'll create something new. I still got a business, okay? You got to get this guy to see, this might fail, but you won't, because you won't quit and you're going to be over here.
Rule number 7, eliminate distraction.
In people's lives, you have distractions. And you have opportunities to go do other stuff and look at other stuff. You know, it's like indecisiveness is the weakness, as you wear so well. And it's like, look, you guys want to be hoodwinked by the COVID. You want to be hijacked by the election. You want to be thrown off because of somebody's comments about you. Like the universe will send you endless numbers of distractions. And to people that are fully, completely committed, they're like, yeah, I saw that happen. Yeah, I heard there was a car wreck over there. A guy sent me something this morning from Fox News about this guy that was arrested. I'm like, why are you passing this on to me? And I said, never pass on bad information to me. I don't need it. I don't want it. I'm not interested in it. By the way, you're better than that. And all the people you know don't need that message. And at the same time, by the way, he sent it to a friend of mine, another friend of mine. My wife got it, but nobody said, stop it. Hey guys, Papa's on a podcast. Sorry about that. So again, you see that, like stop the distraction, stop the noise. And if you don't say no to it, it will continue. It will feed you to be distracted and give you excuses to not achieve the things that you're capable of.
Rule number 8, pay the price today.
Learn to discipline yourself. If you got to go to the gym every day, if you hate going to the gym, go to the gym. I don't like going to the gym, but I don't like my body hurting either. Sooner or later, if you don't go to the gym and work your body will scream at you and it will hurt. Lower back pains, arms, shoulders, knees, you name it. It's always going to hurt. And as long as it's hurting, how can you be fully available for the people around you if your body's hurting? 2, you got to eat good foods, okay? Got to make decisions. I ain't going to eat junk. I'm not going to eat the junk. Why? Why? Because I'm saying no to junk. And if you can start saying no to stuff, you can start saying yes to the good things. Like my little girl right there, Sabrina. Say hi, Sabrina. Hey. So pay the price today. Learn how to be great at jobs you hate. That's paying the price. Get up early. Go to bed early. Okay, beat the sun up every morning. It'll give you so much confidence. I'm paying the price when I do that. When I get up before the sun gets up, I'm paying the price. When I go to bed at 9 o'clock and I'm not watching TV and movies and just being entertained and affected whatever's coming my way, I'm paying the price. When I don't waste the weekends make you weak. Listen to me. Weekends are for weak people. Anything after 10 o'clock at night, it's for weak people. Okay, Saturday and Sunday, staying up all night, weak people. People are made weak on the weekends. Pay the price, okay? Give up the weekends for the next 5 years and watch what happens. 5 years, man, that's a lot of weekends. That's, 250 weekends? Is that right? Yeah, 250 weekends. That means I'm ahead of the people around me. I'm paying the price today in hopes that I could pay any price in the future.
Rule number 9, follow up.
Follow up. All the money is in the follow-up. It's not in the meet and greet. It's not on the internet. It's in the follow-up. You got a lead, somebody's interested. How do I follow them up? Now, this is where the financial thing comes back into play because the follow-up is hard. Nobody wants to make that second call, much less the third one or the fourth one or the fifth one. Do you know that 25% of all salespeople make one phone call and quit? 48% never make 2 calls. Most never make the first one. It's crazy. Okay, most of your sales are closed between the 5th and the 8th call. If you're advertising on the internet, there's a good chance you have to call people 8 to 11 times just to get them on the phone one time to qualify them the first time to see if they're even on the right product. So follow up. The fortunes are in the follow up.
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is get your taco truck.
I just thought we'd take a shot at one of these obnoxious car videos, because I know you guys love automobiles, probably more than I love them, as the private jet flies over us. This is a completely obnoxious, I'm just gonna be completely transparent for all the haters and the naysayers and all of you out there that hate on people that are successful. I thought I'd give you something to hate on today, because content is king, right? Okay, today we have my driver car. My driver car, this is what I roll in. This is the 2021 Cullinan, Rolls-Royce Cullinan, $454,000 of nothing but super swag, obnoxious. Thank you, Bernie Marino. The next senator of Ohio, by the way, for this complete obnoxious beast of an automobile, okay? This is not dog friendly, by the way. You put a dog back here, boom, that bad boy gonna be dead, okay? Now, to my Tuesday car, Spider 458, what is it? 488. 488, I ain't got my numbers right, but I got my money right, okay? 488, low rider Tuesday, get me ready for hump day, okay? This thing is so fast, it is freaking unbelievable. Brings me to my Wednesday car. You know what they say about Wednesdays is hump day, okay? This thing is nothing but just freaking stupid luxury. Stupid Bentley luxury. $368,000 of nothing but obnoxious. To bring me to my washer car, okay? $180,000 Mercedes V8, beautiful four-door sedan. When those bad boys are getting washed, I take a day off and drive in the little Benz just to keep me grateful about the bullshit, obnoxious, crazy stuff I got up there, okay? That brings me to my Friday car, right? Do I have a Friday car? Yeah, this is my Thursday car. This is my Friday rider. This is when I go DJ Khaled. We the best. This is a Phantom, folks. This is $650,000 and nothing but beast, obnoxious, freaking crazy black on black badge. But let me show you what I use on the weekends. This is the vehicle that does it all for me, okay? What's up, man? My taco truck. Saturdays, Sundays is my taco truck. This is how I pay for all the obnoxious selling on the weekends. Weekends are for the weak. Taco trucks are for the terrific. Go get you a damn taco truck so you can buy all this obnoxious. Bentley bling, Italiano, fratello, familia, Cullinan cuisine. Grant Cardone is the king, and I'm obnoxious as 25 years ago, I had 3 friends. My life has not always been this. I had 3 friends. One was a drug dealer. One was my girlfriend who didn't love me. She loved the drug dealer more than she loved me. She loved the drugs. She's still on drugs today. And my third friend couldn't be a friend to himself, much less to me. I had 3 friends in my entire life. I was the black sheep of my family, 5 kids. Everybody in my household was worried about Grant. Everybody, my 2 sisters, my brother, my mother, were convinced I would end up in prison or I would end up dead. I should not be here today. So at 25, I recommitted to my education, but this time I started studying not things that were in books, but people that had actually created wealth. Not people that had made money, but people that had created wealth. This is completely different. I was no longer studying accounting and economics. I was studying wealthy people, and only wealthy people. I'm not talking about the doctor that was a neighbor that makes $1 million a year and he's working 18 hours a day and he hates his job, right? He's working 7 days a week. He can't ever spend time with his family. I'm talking about the yacht people. I'm talking about the people that are spending as much time as they want on vacation. I'm talking about the car dealer that had 28 car dealerships or 82 car dealerships.
that has indisposable money. And I quickly realized something, that the wealthy people had financial freedom and no one else did, okay? A very small percentage of people. Lots of people have money. My uncle had millions of dollars. He was terrified about his money, wouldn't spend it, acted like a miser, buried money in the backyard. I realized my parents had it wrong. The information I had that was wrong. I started comparing the wealthy people to what my dad did. My dad worked every day of the week. If he wasn't working at the office, he was working in the yard. They saved money. They cut their own grass, okay? We ate all our food. We turned the lights off. We didn't waste anything. And that was uncertainty, it was insecurity, and it was fear. And it perpetuated uncertainty, insecurity, and fear. And all the lessons about money. Money doesn't grow on trees. A penny saved is a penny earned. Eat all your food. People are starving, okay? Money, you don't waste it, don't play with it. All that creates insecurity, and it's incorrect. I don't want to talk to you about execution and management and business planning and culture. I want to talk to you about money, because money, we believe, is the #1 problem in your business. It's not mission, it's not purpose, it's not all these beautiful things everybody tells you, it's not planning and organizing. I have 7 businesses, there's 7 little companies. There's been no plan. There's been minimal organizing. Tremendous speed to market, okay, is one of the things that has made us successful. But mostly, in all the businesses, every business was created around the concept it needs to make money. Because if it doesn't make money, you'll call yourself an entrepreneur. Because you're not going to be able to call yourself a business person. And so this industry of entrepreneurs that is now so popular, I never even knew the term until like a year and a half ago, okay? Before that, I was in California. Somebody said I was an entrepreneur 15 years ago. I'm like, well, that's code for I don't have a job, okay? Today, look, if you want to be an entrepreneur, good, but really what you want to do is evolve to being a business person that makes money and that provides a good living for a lot of other people, right? So, #1 problem in your business is employee disengagement. It is not actually money. Money is their problem. Employee disengagement. How many of you here run a department? Let me see if you run or manage more than just yourself. Let me see a hand. How many of you here run or manage a household? Okay, good. Well, if you can't manage the household, by the way, you have disengagement at a household level. Would you agree? Husband and wife are disengaged. One's doing their own plan, this one's doing their plan. 50% of those marriages are going to fail. Okay, that's what they say they're going to divorce. Truth is, way more than 50% fail. People should not be looking at the divorce rate, they should be looking at the failure rate. First thing you got to do is decide, as a business owner, do I want to make more money? See, if this dude with the camera, if his pockets are empty, he's walking around empty pockets, and he's got his fancy camera. This is the problem with the artist. They starve their whole life. They starve their entire life, and then you wonder why they're grumpy. There's no money. I'm eating at Little's all the time. Sooner or later you hit the reality. He hits the reality. I got a nice camera. I love taking photos. I got to shoot Grant Cardone. He watches Lord Sugar leave on his jet and says, hey, why does he get to fly free everywhere, do whatever he wants, and I'm stuck with my camera and no money? How many believe that? Sooner or later, after days of going to work, months of going to work, years of going to work, sooner or later, if he works for this man, he's like, I resent this man. I resent this man. I resent that man, business owner. I resent Paul McFadden, the business owner. I resent you, so I know I won't work for you. In fact, what I'm going to do is screw things up for you. It's called disengagement. The only business people that will survive, the only entrepreneurs that will make it in business are those people that decide to grow their businesses. Little will fail.
not the little grocery store. Okay? If you try to stay small, you will fail. Okay? I'm telling you this from personal experience. I tried to stay small. I tried to manage the business. I tried to be the king of the business. I tried to have no employees because employees cost money. I'm like, I'm not gonna have any employees. I'm not gonna pay the cameraman. I'll just hire him when I do a gig. And the next time I'll hire another guy. And that'll keep my expenses low. How many are brought up like this? Keep the expenses real low where we can manage the expenses. The expenses are gonna be so small that no matter how much we make, I keep it all. How many heard this statement before? Knowledge is power. Warren Buffett was on TV yesterday. He's 88 years old. He's worth $83 billion. Okay, I wanna know where the guy is in his cycle. Everybody's got a life cycle. I'm young, I'm broke. I get a little bit of money, I'm middle class now, okay? Now I'm rich, now I'm super wealthy, okay? And now I'm gonna die. My data points will change. Everybody agree with that? Where are you getting the data from, okay? If this is probably where I'm at right now in a number of places in my life, both my finances, my brand recognition, my international presence, my business expansion. I'm probably up on an upward slope. I might be down here and not even know it yet, okay? Because I might not know how high I could go. Probably this is a mistake. I didn't know how big I could get. So down here, what am I telling you right down here? Get your money, save it. Like if you go back and read my books, when I was 30 years old, 35 years old, I'm telling you, save your money, save all your money, save all your money. Why? I'm trying to put some money away. Then I get right here, I'm like, I need to get the money to work, right? I get here and I'm like, I need to get the people around me making money. When I'm starting this cycle, so you need to understand when you're listening to me today, leave here and you go to John Maxwell's workshop, where is John in the cycle of his life? The source of data, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was down here, animal. He was an animal. Him and Bill Gates were like carnivorous. They weren't thinking about giving money away. They didn't have any money. They were in a garage, right? Scrapping out, man, buying tacos, probably stealing a little bit. Warren Buffett down here took 500 shares of Ford Motor Company stock for free to pitch it. To tell people I have 500 shares of the IPO. In 1957, Ford Motor Company went public. He got 500 shares from the company to say he was buying Ford Motor Company. He didn't buy Ford Motor Company. They gave him the shares. It's against the law. Okay, he's outside the statute of limitations. That's what he did then. That's not what he's doing now.
Look, man, I've been labeled OCD, ACD, compulsive obsessive, COD, bipolar. You know, they wanted to put me on lithium, Prozac, all this medication, okay? I mean, real, like serious drugs. I'm not talking about smoking weed on the weekends. And that was supposedly to handle my energy or my creativity or the fact that I didn't like sitting in a chair for 45 minutes at a time in school listening to a history class of something that happened 300 years ago that had nothing to do with me when I'm sitting there saying, hey, listen, I just want to learn how to make some money, man. So, you know, it's finally when I quit letting everybody, all these average people, label me and said, you know what, I'm going to take this obsessive, compulsive, this whatever this energy is that has been, you know, made wrong by society. I'm going to take this energy and I'm not going to suppress it anymore. I'm going to use it. So for all the kids out there, teenagers that are being mislabeled, millennials a label, man. Introvert is a label. Lazy is a label. Nobody's lazy. Nobody is born lazy. These labels are being given to people incorrectly. And the truth is nobody's actually lazy, okay? You're not born lazy. You're made lazy. You're allowed to be lazy. You're encouraged to be lazy. You're surrounded by a bunch of people that are lazy and then you become lazy. People that are being labeled OCD, ADD, ADHD. I think they're geniuses. It's waiting for you. There's this big gift sitting there waiting to bubble up. Don't medicate it and don't push it down. Give it a voice. Let it be greatness and genius rather than something bad.
What do you not know about money? You need to ask yourself that. What is it you don't know about money? You live on a planet that has endless amounts of paper. You have plenty of sticky notepads. Everybody agree with that? I mean, how many of you are short on legal pads? Or sticky notes? Or ear swabs? Or cotton swabs? You're not short on any of that stuff. Everybody has plenty of that stuff, except maybe the people in Puerto Rico. That, by the way, that's a good example of what can happen to good people. Bad things happen to good people. And money solves some of those bad things from happening to them. Would you agree? Okay, now if you didn't leave Puerto Rico and you knew a Cat 5 storm was coming, or Irma was coming to Florida, or Harvey was coming to Houston, right? Or you live in Los Angeles and you know there's earthquakes, and you don't have a plan, what is it you don't know? Like you're not stupid, you're not dumb, and you're not lazy. You're a bunch of entrepreneurs in a room that want to do something big. You would not come to this conference if you did not want to scale your business. The question was asked the other night, why do you want to scale? You all have to scale. You have to scale for this one reason right here. You need money. You need money, okay? Why do I need money? What don't I know about money? Why are people struggling with money? You should ask yourself these questions. Why are you coming up short on money? Is it what you know or what you don't know? How many of you know this saying, knowledge is? Okay. Yeah, how many of you agree with that? How many of you agree knowledge is power? So look, if you don't have money and you have knowledge, maybe you have the wrong knowledge. Could the wrong knowledge be power over you? Right? See what I'm saying? So, like when you set your business up, how many of you set your business up? You know about the average entrepreneur, solopreneur makes about $42,000 a year, and the average American makes 58. This guy left the job to make less money so he could say, hey, I work for myself. Me and Gary Vaynerchuk had this conversation. He's like, look, somebody's better off making 42 for themselves than making 42 for somebody else. I said, dude, ain't nobody better off making 42. Okay? See, this is what you need to understand. The first thing you gotta decide. Now, Sean says he doesn't chase a number. I'm chasing a number. Why would you have a target on everything in life and not have one on money? Every athlete has a target. Right? Every professional has a target. Every department in every company, every division I have has a target. No target means what? What is your target, right? If I have no target, I'm successful. I will hit the zero target. A guy's homeless out there. Hey, begging for food. Can you give me some food? Can you give me some food? I give him food. He's like, no, I don't really want the food. I really want the dude. Just say it on the sign, bro. Give me 100. Just change the ask. But you got to have a target. You got to have a target.
You got to get up. You got to get out. The amount of time you spend outside your proximity or location where you sleep gives you a better chance of being successful. So get up, get out. Go meet the world head on, folks, no matter how bad it is. Okay, you got reputation problems. You got I feel bad problems. You got friend problems, you got money problems, whatever the problems are. Okay? Try this. Just get up and get out and go meet the world head on. Go meet whatever it is, okay? You got to make up to somebody. You got to apologize for something you've done. You got to make up the damage of years of neglect and maybe betrayal. And look, I've done all that. I've had all those things where I screwed up over and over and over again. My reputation sucked. I was between the ages of 15 and 25 years old. It was like I was doing everything I could just to damage my reputation. Okay, if it made me look bad, I did it. So here today, I'm gonna spend 10 days, 14 days, something like that, up here with that view. You can fix anything. I'm proof that you can fix anything. Anything can be fixed. Anything can be fixed, but you gotta fix it. You gotta fix it. You can't just sweep it under the old rug. You got to fix it. You got to clean up the damage. You got to pay the price, clean up your debts, do what you say you're going to do, become the most dependable person in your space, become the go-to person. Oh, I can put that person on stage and know exactly what they're going to get for me. I can put that person in the game and I know what play they're going to run. I can put that person on the floor and I know they're going to get it done. Be the go-to person. Okay, you don't need to be funny. You don't need to be entertaining all the time. You don't need to be the person they're talking about. You need to be the go-to person, folks.
The thing that I do at my company that is very unusual is that we are completely unreasonable, without reason, we don't use, yes, I'm logical, okay, yes, I'm a sane person, but when it comes to achieving a target, we do it with, like, we abandon reason and logic. We don't talk about, yeah, but, we never start, yeah, but, or no, we can't, or we couldn't because, or it didn't happen because. Anytime you're making sense of why something didn't work, we don't have the budget, we can't do that because, yeah, but we're different, you are being reasonable. The great things that have happened on this planet and continue to happen are because people are unreasonable. They literally abandon reason and logic. They defy the universe. Now, if you look around, if you're a logical person, if you're a person that has to make sense of it beforehand, then spend some time looking around the universe, look at nature, look at all the things that are done every day that literally defy gravity, defy possibility, defy physics. It's all over the place if you need to be reasonable. Now, in my case, I don't need to be reasonable because there's enough cases of super successful people doing things that are amazing, whether it was a manufacturing, a new product, or whether it was Steve Jobs coming back to Apple and turning that company around. Every day, look at Amazon. Look what Amazon has done. Okay, now you look at it, you're like, dude, that's a no-brainer. Make all products available online. Now it's a no-brainer. Now it's like, it's so logical. Look at Velcro. Velcro was like, God, I should have thought of that. See, but beforehand, it was completely out of reason that you could stick things together because they scratch one another. You understand what I'm saying? So look, this is what I want you to try. Try this in your life. It's going to be very difficult. It's one of the most difficult things I do is being unreasonable because all the people I'm surrounded by are trying to make sense of why they can't do something. Quit making sense of why you can't do something and become unreasonable until you do something. I've been lost most of my life, literally the first 45 years of my life, the first probably 51 years of my life. First 45 years for sure, I was completely lost. And somewhere between 45 and 51, I started figuring out, okay, what am I doing? I started sorting my life out. I started doing some courses that really, really made a difference in my life. I've always been into self-improvement my whole life. And, but it wasn't until I was about 45 that I really started discovering information that could make me more confident, me more sure. You know, when I was 25 years old, I was a young salesperson and I didn't like sales and I got educated on how to sell and I became very, very good at it. I started to understand the process, the customer, the objections, the rebuttals, how to follow up, how to handle the rejection and the disappointment, the discouragement, how to get over it. But that didn't help me become more confident in me as a person, as an individual. I was making money. By the time I was 31, I had a couple businesses. They were making money. Probably had, $300,000-$400,000 saved when I was 31 years old because I was starting to make a little money, right? By the time I'm 33, I got probably $1 million in the bank. I still didn't feel good about myself. I had this nagging, like, sense of desperation, anxiety, depression, uncertainty, a lack of confidence. And when I started working on me spiritually, that's when at 45, 46, 47 years old, that's when everything changed for me. Like everything, all the expansion, the confidence, the getting out in the world, the maybe a little better communicating than I was doing. I'm not perfect at it by any means now. And I started getting more certainty about who I am, what I am, where I'm going, and why I'm here. Like, if you don't figure those things out, no amount of money in the world will fill you up. No, the private planes won't, the fancy cars. You have to know where you're going. Your parents were looking for 40 grand. It doesn't pay for anything today. So you need to change the way you think. How many of you were taught when you ate, when mama brought you a meal, she said this, she brought you the meal, threw it on the plate and said, eat it all. How many were told that? You know what she was trying to tell you? Don't waste money. That's what she was trying to say. What she was really saying is, I don't know how to make more money. She was really saying there's a shortage of money, eat it all. There's people in China starving. How many of you got that message every day? How many of you, when you walked out of your bedroom, your mama said, turn off those lights? What was she telling you? I don't know how to get new money. That's what she was telling you. My dad died when I was 10. My mom was left to bring up 5 kids, okay? And those are the messages I got every day. The same message was this: contract, get small, back up, protect yourself. I can't win anything like this. I cannot succeed for my family like this. I do not want my kids to see me like this. I want my kids to see me on attack, right? Confidence in the marketplace. How do you get confidence? You read, man. You guys got to read, okay? The average American reads less than 1 book a year. Half those books are romance novels. Now, I don't have my books with me today, but I've written 4 books since 2009 for this new economy. I wrote those books for me. I didn't write them for other people. I did not write them to get known. I wrote those books because I was trying to figure out, how do I get myself out of this problem? I'm going to save money. This is what you hear. If you look on the internet, how do I make money? First thing you got to do is you got to save money. What do you hear the politicians say? The middle class. I'm here to save it. What if there is no middle class and it was just made up to keep the people civil? See, that's how you're going to play this game. You got to be available. People have to know you. Don't talk to strangers. Strangers got everything you want, man. Everything you want, a stranger's got it. Shit, your friends ain't got nothing. Right? If it's up to your friends, you're done. You're like, oh, my friends are broke. I'm 25 years old. Everybody around me was broke, okay? My mama was scared. Every time, my mama, Tuesday, she's clipping coupons. That was the reason to get the newspaper. The coupons are coming. She would sit there and clip them, man. She had them in the little box. I learned that for 16 years. I watched my mom do that. For 16 years, my mom would tell me, hey, Grant, turn those lights off. Turn those lights off. Me and my twin brother, turn those lights off. From across the house, she could hear me walk out of my bedroom 75 feet away and say, hey, turn those damn lights off. I told you, okay? Twin brothers, okay? I'm 16 years old, my twin brother. My mom said, when you guys go pee, do it together. Saves water, right? Okay. When my mom fed me, because I had a great mom. Unbelievable. How many of you had great parents? Give your parents a great hand, huh? Dude. Hey, just because they were great parents doesn't mean they weren't confused, right? Because my mama was confused, man. My mom did not know how to make money. She had no education. She had no ability. She had never held a job. She did not know how to get money. So what she had to do was protect the little bit of money she had. Sell or be sold. She was sold on conservation. Reduce risk. Don't spend. Contract. Protect it. Defend it. You understand? Diversify. Have a lot of little bets all over the place, okay? Lots of little bets. You should never have a lot of bets all over the place until you're extremely wealthy. When you're trying to get wealthy, you want to go all in and it not be a bet. You need to know the space so well that you're like, I know for sure this is going to work. What do you know will pay you every time? For sure. You.
Everybody's trying to go out there and not sell. You guys are all trying to I'm gonna be talented. Talent does not win. I know a whole bunch of guys less talented than me that beat me for years. They beat me because they got exposure in the marketplace.
Can you name some of those names?
Just in different sectors. Okay. In real estate, okay? There's a group that they went out and bought 140,000 units. I got 4,500. They're not as good. They take a lot of shortcuts. They don't take care of the tenant as well as I do, but they thought way bigger than I did. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's in different spaces. There was an automotive space that I was in for years. I was the leader in the automotive space, me and another guy constantly combating, right? He had a garbage product. He sold for less than I did. He scaled better than I did. He beat me at the scale game. So you can't, see, a lot of people say, look, man, Steve Jobs started his business in a garage. I think Cadillac's got a commercial where the Cadillac was created in a garage. Who else? Bill Gates started his business in a garage. Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook in a dorm. Everybody's like, oh my God, man, I can do this from home. None of those companies got big when they stayed in the garage of the dorm. Marky Z didn't make it until he moved to Silicon Valley and built a team, okay? Google didn't become Google until they had a campus in Silicon Valley and they scaled to tens of thousands of employees. So you have to scale to be great.
So would you say then for the average entrepreneur out there, as they're growing their business, getting those sales, they should definitely be setting some of that income aside
You should
outsource?
Yeah, you should not be thinking about what you can live on, right? Oh, I made $8,000 this month, man. All of it's net profit. All that money should be reinvested in people. So that's why people think incorrectly. That's why I always go back to this argument about, look, the solopreneur is selfish, almost like a little selfish child, right? I'm gonna go out, I left my job, I was making 90 grand. Now me and Gary Vaynerchuk had this conversation. I was making 90 grand, now I'm gonna work for myself and make 90 grand. And Gary's like, well, yeah, the guy's better off. The guy's better off working for himself for 90 grand than working for somebody else. And I'm like, dude, nobody's better off working for 90 grand. You can't live on 90 grand.
Not today, you can't.
No, anywhere in America. There's nowhere in America. You live for 90 grand in Miami, you're gonna have $12,000 before taxes left over at the end of the year if you don't shop at Whole Foods. So the point of that is, if you were working for $90,000 for a company and then you go work for yourself for $90,000, you should be taking that money and buying a secretary, buying a receptionist, buying scale, buying a sales team, reinvesting money. You should not have any money left over at 90 grand. All of it should be going to be poured back into the business to scale out, unless all you're thinking about is yourself.
Right.
I grew up in Lake Charles, Louisiana, for those of you who don't know my story, and my dad was, he had 5 kids, wife. He was dedicated and committed to being the provider for his family, like many of you are. How many of you provide for your family? Probably want to do a good job at it. My dad wanted to do a good job at it. So my dad died when I was 10 years old. He had owned a life insurance company. He actually started a life insurance company. It was taken from him and a partner. It was taken from him at the age of, I guess he was 42 years old. 42 years old, he's got 5 kids. He's got a wife to take care of and no job. How many have been in transition before? Yeah. So 42, a lot of obligation now, starting to move into the middle class. 42 years old, he's got twin boys coming. They didn't plan us. You know, good Catholic family, doing the planning. Every 5 years they'd have a baby. So he was planning. You could tell, like when I look back in his life today. This is a long answer to a short question, but like you guys need to figure out your why you're going to do whatever you're going to do. My dad knew why he was going to do what he was going to do, but my dad didn't think big enough. I got 2 things from my dad. One, every day he worked. He was up early. He stayed late. He's in transition between 42 and 52. He's in transition in his life. Right? He's having to go from life insurance company, big dream, company gets stolen away from him. He's like, what am I doing? Right? This is the story of the middle class right here. This is called gravity. This is yesterday's Miami bridge falling. And everybody's like, I can't believe that happened. Structures fall, folks. So this is what I learned from my dad. My mom had to sell a dream house that was paid for in cash. My dad bought a dream house a year and a half before he died. We all went in, celebrated. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. This is crazy. This is great. We made it to the middle class. My dad dies. My mom has to sell the house literally a week after my dad dies. When she should have been grieving, she was having to sell this dream house. You understand what I'm saying? This is what I learned when I was 10 years old. Oh man, life is short. Okay, my dad didn't provide. He worked hard, but he didn't have enough. Because if he had enough, my mom would not have had to sell the dream house. Everybody agree with that? Okay. My mom did not know how to produce new income, so my mom had to go into conservation. So when you ask me the question, how'd you start? I started with the wrong data. Okay, I started with the wrong data. And the data was, hey, life is short, something bad's gonna happen, all that's true. But if you could outproduce, if you could produce enough income, you could start solving some of these problems, like indestructible income. $5,000 is a doable deal. How do I do it? It's $412 a month. Okay, I got to go steal the money. I can steal $5,000. You could steal $5,000 from me, and I wouldn't even know it's going to be like. If you could add $5,000 to that and earn 20%, it'd be worth $1,125,000. If you can do this at 10%, it'd be worth $320,000. Some of you small thinkers out there be like, dude, I'll take the $320,000. How do I get 10? And how do I get 20? You guys have figured this out. You're like, if the play is big enough, dude, I'll figure that out. Everybody agree? See what I just I shifted your mind by giving you a target. I don't go to Target, I get targets, and I keep targets, and I refresh the target. And the target is, I want to be a millionaire. But over the period of time, I got 20 years, by the way, what would pay me 20% a year over 20 years? And that is when your boy GC got rich. I didn't get rich speaking. I didn't get rich selling books. I got rich shopping real estate. 30 years old, shopping every weekend, dude, every weekend. All I did between 25 and 30 years old was make money, and push it aside, push it aside, push it aside. Even when in the first years when I was not, watch this, even when I was not 25 years old, $5,000, boom. Next year, $5,000, boom. Next year, $5,000, boom. Guess what? Next year, oh, by the way, this money's sitting dead in the bank. It's not earning anything. It's in a holy account. Holy means, okay, I'm gonna put a hole in your face if you touch my money. Nobody could get this money. This is a like sacred account. Okay, you with me? 28. Oh wow, man, I could add a little bit. Maybe there's more money. 29. What am I doing right here? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom! I got $25,000 sitting in an account. It wasn't $1 million, and I'm 5 years into the plan. But when I was ready to start investing money, I started doing my homework. 30 years old, homework, shopping properties. 31, homework, shopping properties. 32, I'm not buying cars. You guys are buying cars, flying on jet charters, showing off, going on vacations. All I'm doing is stacking paper. Guess what happens? I had 5 years of putting $5,000 away. Next thing you know, I had $25,000 to add to my $25,000. Next year, I'm making more money. I got $25,000. You see what I'm doing? I'm stacking dough and looking for 20%. I know there's a 20% play out there. Some of this money was sitting in the bank. This is years and years ago where the bank was paying me 6 or 7 or 8. It didn't matter. That's not the target. The target is to get to 1 million. Remember this? And let's open up the calls, okay? Your job is to find a vehicle that can pay you 20% a year. Might be a business, might be the business you're in. It might be to buy advertising for the business or brand you're in. For me, it was this. I'm gonna buy real estate that over long periods of time, I will earn cash flow, okay? That's how the real estate works. I put $25,000 in a deal. That deal is probably gonna pay me 10% a year. You said, yeah, but Grant, you said, what'd you say, Grant? What'd you say? 20%, Grant, that's what you said. Yeah, I know what I said. This ain't Eddie, okay? Now how much do I have? I could reinvest that money back in the deal. The next year I have $27,500. I earn 10% on that. That's $27.50 or something like that. I reinvest that. Now I got $30,000 in the deal. Okay, but what you don't know is the rent on this property as I own it over 20 years, 2038 we'll dispose of this thing. The rent is going up. As I'm adding money, the rent's going up, and maybe this goes from 10% a year. By the time I sell, I want it to be at 20%, okay? My average deal has paid me over 30% a year. So when you start taking money and start compounding it like that, for long periods of time. The trick is long periods of time.
I'm 19 years old and I run a consulting firm. And right now, I just tell you real estate stuff, and I have only about 60 grand for what I've done saved up.
Yeah.
And do you think I need to still wait till 100 grand to invest in real estate, or is that too little?
How long you had 60 grand?
For just like 12 months now.
Yeah, dude. Like, you got to get the other 40, bro. It's an arbitrary number. I just made up the number. It could be 110. It could be, dude. It's just so you know. First of all, when you get to 100, call me, and I'm gonna probably tell you, hey man, you need to wait till you got 350. But at least then you're gonna be like, you know what? I learned how to not just make 100, save 100, and put 100 away. People are investing too soon. You guys are investing 3 grand here, 2 grand over here, $1,000, 500. You're walking away from it. It's never worth any money. It's dumb. And you never create the discipline. What you end up with is a bunch of losses, a bunch of little losses, rather than knowing I have the confidence that I can make money, set it aside, protect it, right? Protect it like a kid, right? It's not going to get in a wreck. I don't lose it. I would do that first.
So is there an age?
I didn't invest. My first investment was $5,000 and I blew it. And I'm like, I'm not doing that again. My next investment's going to be big, where I'm going to watch it. Because if it's big enough, dude, if your life depends on it, you'll get up in the mornings and you'll watch it. So my next deal was 350 grand. It took 3 years to do it. All I did was save money, save money, save money. I put 350 grand in the deal, sold that deal for $4 million, a $4 million profit.
Put every last penny you had?
I had 1/3 of all my money in that deal. I had $1 million, like $1.1 million. Put 350 in my first deal. 30 days later, put 450 in a second deal. 90 days later, put all the rest of my capital, 100% of all my money, plus 90 grand in 3 real estate deals. Those are the first 3 investments I ever made. The first 3 of 4 investments I made in my entire life.
One of them worked out?
3 of the 4 did. The little one didn't. The little one couldn't work. It's impossible to work. It was too small. What's it going to do? It's not going to do anything. It's like going into a casino and you bet $15. Right? You get blackjack. So what? It's still $15. The first thing you're going to say is, dude, I should have bet everything. But you didn't. You shouldn't even be in there.
Look, buying a jet was something I never dreamed I'd do. I never. Okay, I only started thinking about it 4 or 5 years ago. When I'm young and broke, I'm growing up in Louisiana, I'm middle class, being told, be grateful you got a bike. Be grateful you got clothes on your back and you get 3 meals. Be grateful for all that you got, because you got it better than I do. I never dreamed of having my own damn jet. Whatever you have to do to keep your purpose burning hot, you do it. You borrow money. Okay? Use money. If it requires money, so be it. If you're truly obsessed, it will be worth it, because you will get the results. You know, the secret to sustaining the obsession is a straightforward one. Focus your efforts on everything that will fuel you for the long run, and ignore, eliminate, and block out anything that drains you or causes you doubt. Money, power, fame, success, all of them follow attention. So what gets the most attention is what will grow. The problem with these things is money, power, fame, and success, even time off. They require attention. They're like jealous lovers. They need constant attention or they're gonna leave you. How you invest your time is more important than how you invest your money. Being obsessed with your sense of purpose across every part of your life will allow you to accomplish all the things you desire. I think most people are not accomplishing what they want in one area of life because they quit on all the other ones. If you quit on all the other ones, how are you going to get this one to run? Nothing inspires me more than surrounding myself with people who have achieved more than I have, and then meeting new people. The obsessed must surround themselves with people you trust and respect, who think big, who've done bigger than you, and who can help you get to where you want to go. You think you can run only so fast? Time is no longer an excuse, because the obsessed make time. They don't make excuses.
You guys that take days off, it's my day off. You ain't entitled to a day off. Why do you think you should have Wednesdays off, or Thursdays, or you can't work Saturdays, or Sunday you can't work on a Sunday, okay? And you got people around you telling you not to work on Sunday. Oh,
We have to have a little life balance. Dude, how can you have life balance when you're broke? How can you have life balance at a Holiday Inn when the people next door keep you up all night? That ain't life balance. That's not even a vacation. Right? The whole trip. How many have been on the trip? You did the budget trip, included the free breakfast, you did it on miles, and you wish you didn't even go. How many have been on that trip before? Maybe you don't do the trip. Maybe you're not entitled to a trip this year. Maybe you're not ready to trip. That's what Elena and I did for 10 years, was sacrifice. Let's sacrifice today. We'll sacrifice this week. We'll sacrifice this month. We'll sacrifice this year. We'll sacrifice so one day maybe we don't have to compromise. Every week we talk about our finances. What do we do this week? How much do we make? Where are we going? What are we spending? Okay? The moment I say, hey, no more jackets, no more bullshit, stop it, she'll stop it. So that we can one day spend whatever we want. Okay, there should come a time where you guys should be able to spend whatever you want, but most people are spending what they can't afford now, only to find out later they can never have any real special
they don't understand
needs.
how to make their money multiply, and most people don't understand there is a sacrifice phase.
Yeah.
We went through the sacrifice phase where there was years of just cut off everything.
And we weren't saving for a rainy day, we were saving for the rainbow.
That's right.
Y'all need to save for the rainbow. You see,
we didn't go on a vacation for 13 years.
Yeah, I've been saving for this stuff. I wasn't saving for vacations. I was saving so I could bank into real estate so I could go to sleep at night. And even if I had a bad night of sleep and had to get up 3 or 4 times, I'm like, dang, I'm making money in my sleep. Even if I'm unhappy, I'm like, I'm making money in my sleep, man. Woo-hoo. See, that's the goal that you and your wife need to have. Let's make money when we go to Turks and Caicos, or when we go to St. Bart's, or when we go to Cali. Let's go waste some money later in our life. Maybe you say, hey, I'm gonna sacrifice today so I don't have to compromise in the future. When I was 23 years old, I was beaten within inches of my life. I had 76 stitches put in my head and face because I had made 9 years of bad choices. My dad died when I was 10 years old. I think that there's an epidemic in this country where families are missing a father. I know for me, I was a good kid. I grew up in a middle-class family. My mom and my dad were very responsible, hardworking people. I didn't get beat up. There was no alcoholism. There was no drug addiction. I did not get brought up the way Kanye West did. Kanye's got excuses. I didn't have any. And there's a whole bunch of kids in America that don't have any excuses, but they don't have a purpose, they don't have an opportunity, and they don't have anything to do. And that was me. When my dad died, I was 10 years old, and from 10 to 16, when I should have been experiencing grief, you know, and I was angry about it. How many of you had a loss before and you got angry about it? Customer doesn't buy from you, guy doesn't show up, you get angry. Angry is not a response to the situation. And then when somebody sits on anger for long enough, what happens is without a purpose, an individual is going to go awry. No matter how good they are, they're going to go off and do other things. And so by the time I was 16 years old, I had a drug problem, but by the time I was 20 years old, I was using drugs every single day. And by the time I was 23, I was carrying a gun every day, worried I was going to get killed every day, had a college degree, 17 years I spent in school. The more college I got, the less money I had, and the more trouble I ended up in. Okay, 23 years old, I get beat, I'm in a hospital. My mom comes to the hospital, she looks at me and says, but where's my son? Okay, that was me not too long ago. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago. And today, Legal Shield has me to speak to you today. Okay, I tell you that to tell you, like, anybody can come back. I don't care how old you are, how young you are, what color you are, what your problems are. Anybody can come back. It's saying, hey man, if you got $1 million, you're basically just a freaking deadbeat. And that your daddy didn't tell you that. If you didn't have any more income and you were, how old are you? 27. You're 27 years old. I'm gonna do this at 47. I'm gonna do it at 65. 27, you don't have any more income. How long would that money last?
At $4,000 a month, you got 25 years. Where can you live on $4,000 a month? You'd have to live on $4,000 a month for 25 years. You will be 52 years old, my friend, and dead broke. Number one thing you got to do is this. You got to change the target, and you need to look at the target daily. The target, you have the wrong target right now. If you're struggling, you have the wrong target. When you change the target, everything changes. Now, and I started with zero, just so you guys know. I didn't have anything. Okay, so look, it's simple. Target, what's your new target? Freedom. Yeah, freedom, but let's put a number on it. So your first target should be $10 million and nothing short of that. Number one, the target. Number two, you need to get your income to a place. This is a fascinating concept right here. Okay, if you can do this, I guarantee you'll be rich. You need to get your income not to what pays your bills, but to where you can save 40% of your gross income is saved. All right, so now when you do this math, you're like, dude, how much money do I actually need? Let's kick this up to 20 grand. At 20 grand, what happens? You're saving 8. Storage. You're paying 8. And now you can live on 4. See, now this is the right way to do a budget. You make 30,000. 12's going to storage, 12's going to the IR and the S, and that leaves you with 6. So now you can start seeing, dude, you got to be somewhere north of 300 grand a year. This is what they don't teach you at Harvard. You got to be somewhere north of 360 a year before you even have money to live on, unless you're just, you're a dreck. You're just an irresponsible human being that's not storing money away for the future. Okay? Now you're saving 12 grand a month. That's $144,000 in 1 year. In 10 years, that's $1.4 million. In 10 years, you're a millionaire stored. You guys need to be heavily money motivated from a survival standpoint. Okay, number 3 thing you're gonna do. You're gonna go broke right here and invest the storage. Storage has to get invested. The golden goose is only good if she lays eggs. Otherwise, you can kill her. Eat her for a chicken. Need eggs. Money needs to make babies, right? So your goal right here is to invest the storage money and continue to do that until this money over here, the passive money, is equal to your income. Right? So what would I do? I'd go out, I'm gonna make 30 grand, I'm gonna store 12, I'm gonna pay the IRS, I'm gonna live on 6. Warren Buffett says, don't lose money, number 1. Number 2, don't lose money. I would tell you, number 3, don't lose money. And that's the reality of the situation. That's what Peter Thiel was saying. A single-digit millionaire cannot even provide themselves with their own personal defense in America. Okay? Hulk Hogan, all that money Hulk Hogan made, he blew it all. He blew it all, probably buying hair pieces. Okay? He blew it all, ended up with a little money, thought he was the shit. Oh man, I got a little money, until he had that freaking lawsuit, and then he can't even defend himself. So, it happens to a lot of people. How many of you know a family member lost their job? Okay. How many of you have a family member where the kid got a drug addiction, he had to go to rehab for 30 days and it cost 40 grand? Dude, bad shit happens. How many of you know somebody got cancer? Okay. How many of you know somebody in a car accident cost 300 or 400 grand? Shit happens. Okay, the problem is not that shit happens. Shit happens and people aren't ready for it. Oh God, I can't believe this happened to me. Oh shit, really? God damn, you've been around long enough. Right? How many of you can't swim? You live on a planet with water. I'm just saying you might want to get a swimming lesson. It's a wet planet.
Yeah, you got everywhere you go, you need to confront every time you hit up against, the room's $249. The meal's $25. Starbucks is $6. The airline flight costs $600. Every time you okay, you need to understand that you're being reminded that you don't have enough money. It has nothing to do with the price. But watch how much people disassociate. Oh, American Airlines is charging too much for that ticket. That has nothing to do with it. You don't make enough money. Okay? So I had a guy, I was in Oakland, California. I was flying back and I said, hey, anybody want to fly home with me? And the guy's like, I want to fly home with you, I'll do it. I said, good, that'll be $48,000 for fuel. Oh, I don't want to do it. No, you can't do it because you don't have the money. Fuel's not the problem. He doesn't make enough money. So just start flipping things. So like now when I see Wagyu, remember that Wagyu we ate in Vegas? It was like $115 for a strip that big. Never do it again, by the way. But the fact that I complain about it only means I don't make enough money. And if the Wagyu's too much money, if the $115 for a little strip of Wagyu is too much money, what does that say about what I'm selling my products for? I'm not charging them up, can't get enough, I have this idea. So it's really, to me, it's really, we go to Paris, man, and we go to the Chanel store and there's people in line out the front door at the Chanel store. I'm like, oh my God, great experience for me. How much money's on this planet? Go to Monaco, see the yachts, 200 million, 240, $300 million. 300 millions, they cost 30 million a year to take care of them. Great experience. Flying private, been a great experience for me. Okay, guy has 5 jets. He's not complaining about a first class seat anymore. And the peanuts. He's got 5 jets. Different level, man. All of a sudden you start thinking different, you start asking different, start working deals different.
Because you made it this far in a video, I want to celebrate you. Most people start and don't finish. Most people never actually follow through. Most people say they want something, but they don't ever do the work to actually get it. But you are different. You are special. Believe Nation, you made it here all the way to the end, and I love you. So as a special celebration, if you put a hashtag believe down in the comments below on this video, I will showcase you and celebrate you somewhere on the screen in a future video because you are awesome. If you want to see the one-on-one I did recently with Grant, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
True wealth cannot be created working. It can only be created investing. Elon Musk is completely invested. He has no cash and no houses.